Rundown, of course, on today's show. I'm going to be talking about SIn following high stakes where XCW Superstar's fate would be determined by the spin of the wheel. SIn would start off with a lights out segment featuring Blackheart and new XCW Superstar Onyx. Of course, Evan Phoenix took offense to this, immediately interrupting Onyx before he could really answer any of the questions. This also brought out Hayden Vex and Chris Jones, who would create the opening match as well as the main event. The opening match being Evan Phoenix going one-on-one with Onyx. And it looked like Evan Phoenix got a clean victory. But when the ref raised his hand, unfortunately brass knuckles were revealed, and that's when the referee decided to restart the match. And quickly, Onyx would roll Evan Phoenix up and pick up a victory. Moving right along, there would be non-title tag team action. New champions Fletch and Hunter Halcyon taking on Miano Diaz and Patrick O'Reilly, the Hardliners. And it would be Fletch and Hunter Halcyon coming out victorious, but it seems like these two teams have one another's respect. So maybe just a friendly back and forth. But next up, we would see myself going one-on-one with the returning James Cerebral, who we saw return at high stakes, and I would come out victorious. However, James Cerebral took offense to that, attacking me after the bell and delivering a hard chair shot to my head. But we are going to have to cut to our first commercial break. When we come back, though, we will have the newcomer, Onyx, joining us, so stay tuned.
Now playing on XC Wrestling 1.
Do it now. This is my show now. I want to tell this story how I want to tell it.
Do it now.
Back from our first commercial break, like I said, we would have newcomer Onyx joining us, who would defeat Evan Phoenix at SIn. And Evan Phoenix being a former world champion, what does a victory over him mean to you so early in your career?
Honestly, it means quite a bit, because, with defeating a former champion, even if it being one time, it is quite an honor, and honestly, it makes me look better than some, which, not saying many are bad. But it's great to be in the company this early and to be making a lot of people notice me.
And you were the guest on Lights Out, and Blackheart mentioned you as a not only future champion, but a future world champion. Knowing that you have the respect of Blackheart, do you think it's very possible that this prediction comes true?
Well, if I keep doing what I've been doing with these past few shows, and I take on every challenge head on and prevail, very much so, I believe so.
And like I said, you're fairly new to XCW. So being in XCW, what is the first championship you would like to win? And of course, what's the reason behind wanting that championship over everything else?
Well, ideally, would be the XCW World Championship. I mean, it's the most prestige one. But I think that's what the one I'd be wanting to shoot for, honestly. Being this young into my career, if I were to win that kind of championship, it would definitely put me up there with some of the tops.
Onyx shooting high, and of course he has great reason to, as he has absolutely impressed since debuting at the SummerMania pre-show. But we have to cut to our second commercial break. When we come back, we got a few more matches to talk about.
For the faint of heart, this night ain't for the faint of heart, 'cause the faint of heart gon' fall apart. Ain't no love when the wicked run, all we do is get laid off. We the wicked ones.
Back from our final commercial break, of course, a thank you to Onyx for joining us on today's phone interview. So far, a bright future ahead as he has made waves since his debut at SummerMania. But our first match to talk about after the break would see New Age champion J.J. Kelty defending against Jesse Justice. Usually J.J. Kelty being the one to play mind games. He was a little bit different, as Jesse Justice, as we know, is one of the best when it comes to mind games. But mind games wouldn't get a victory for Jesse Justice, as J.J. Kelty would successfully defend his New Age championship for the first time since becoming champion. Of course, we know Jay Ellis is the international champion. So 6 more successful defenses, we might see Ellis going one-on-one with Kelty. But speaking of Ellis, he would also defend his international championship against 3 other men: Jackson Law, Jaden Tucker, and Julian Boyd Jacobs. Of course, we saw Law turn on Tucker, and these 2 men had it out for each other, as well as Julian Jacobs, of course, still targeting Jay Ellis. And just when it looked like Jaden Tucker might have had a successful victory and newly champion in his back, Jay Ellis would catch him from behind and choke him out to successfully retain the championship. However, Julian Jacobs is not done in his quest for the international championship, as he brutally beat down Jay Ellis after the bell and has made a stake that even though Jay's beat him on multiple occasions, Jacobs still thinks the international championship is in his future. Moving right along into our semi-main event, tag team action once again would see Corey Lee and Brogan O'Shea team up to take on Brady Branson and Tommy Merriman. Tommy Merriman would be left in a 2-on-1 predicament when Corey Lee took out Brady Branson's knee late in this match using a chair. And we saw Corey Lee predict an injury in the future for the All-American. Is this prediction possibly coming true after Corey Lee brutalized Brady Branson and would pick up the victory, him and Brogan O'Shea defeating Tommy Merriman and Brady Branson? But our Sin main event, which was set up by Chris Jones during the Lights Out segment with Blackheart, would see Hayden Vex challenging Blackheart for the XCW Championship. Of course, these two men have history in XAWA as well as a brief history in XCW, but it would be Blackheart making it lights out for Hayden Vex. However, Vex took brutal offense to this, powerbombing our referee into oblivion and making it known that he is still on the hunt for championship gold. However, we have to get to our XCW Xtra, which sees the current tag team champion Hunter Halcyon going one-on-one with a former tag team champion and my brother S.2
Here we are again, ladies and gentlemen, for another XCW Xtra here on the Rundown, and we have a very special match coming up here. A man who has quietly left XCW, and I'm kind of surprised it was quietly, as he lost to his brother at SummerMania and a loser leaves town. But we're talking about none other than S.2, and tonight he goes one-on-one with newcomer Hunter Halcyon.
You know, they're both very, very young careers. Of course, S.2 having the advantage in experience over Hunter, but Hunter has the experience in singles competition because S.2 had always had his brother around to hold his hand through matches.
That's true. That could be a deciding factor for this match, is the fact that Hunter Halcyon does have more experience as a singles competitor versus tag team division. And S.2 doesn't have ACT to back him up in this match. This is just these two one-on-one in this match. So it plays definitely to Hunter's, favor in this match with him having that experience. However, S.A.T's taking a beating. I remember Cold Day in Hell a couple years ago when he just took a hellacious beating from Void, and nothing stopped him, nothing kept him down, and there he is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. SummerMania 17. We're talking about Hunter Halcyon now as he makes his way to the ring. I tell you, both these guys, both young, hungry, this is anybody's ballgame in this match.
That is very true. That is very true. Of course, Hunter leaving a very favorable or unfavorable, depending on your views on him, impression on the roster, even more so than S.A.T.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special treat for you in this match, as we have a special guest referee in this match. We're talking about none other than Steve-O. Our own announcer, Steve-O, is the referee of this match. So this is going to be interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, of course it's going to be interesting. We'll see how his ref skills will hold up in this match, because even the most experienced refs like Aaron and Festus make some mistakes from time to time to cost another competitor the match.
Here we go, the bell is sounded, and we are on our way one-on-one here.
Good lock up into a headlock. S.A.T. is in very much control right here, but
I think he does have Hunter Halcyon by a little bit of strength advantage, and it proves it right there with the shoulder tackle. And S.A.T. immediately goes to the outside and didn't capitalize. I don't know.
I disagree. He needs to... Oh, wait. Here we go.
Wait a second. Oh, my God! I didn't think that he'd be able to hit it this early on in the match, but he does. 2. Good job by Steve-O there, getting to the count right off the bat, but it wasn't enough for S.A.T. to put Hunter Halcyon away.
You wonder if those little moments of letting Hunter Halcyon down. Oh, Hunter with the roll up, 1, 2, up. Back to what I was saying. You wonder if S.A.T. letting Hunter Halcyon sit there and collect his bearings had anything to do with him not being able to get that pin.
Oh, there's the X Factor by Hunter Halcyon. He's got S.A.T. right where he wants him. 2, and a kick out.
Wonder how the ref saw the kick out. He was facing the camera, not even his shoulders.
Yeah, interesting.
Interesting. He's got eyes in the back of his head.
Wouldn't surprise me. He might have got that when he lost his teeth.
Knee to the gut and
Oh!
DDT. Very good, very good. From the very talented Hunter Halcyon.
Hunter Halcyon with a little bit of shades of a Lucifer there as he gets another near fall.
Very competitive match out of both of them, but I think Hunter...
Look at that. Oh, look. Oh, he goes for a hard punch. Doesn't get it. Can SAT capitalize on this? Sets him up. Nice suplex by SAT.
Very good suplex. You wonder if the natural skill set of Hunter Halcyon...
Look at that.
And Steve-O with eyes in the back of his head again. It's quite magical watching that happen. I do not know how he does it, but if he were a competitor, I would be very frightened of him.
You know, you got to be impressed with how much SAT has been in control of this match and how much he's kept Hunter Halcyon grounded in this match. As he's doing right now, he's got him in a headlock. He could possibly put Hunter Halcyon to sleep here.
Much put Hunter Halcyon to sleep, but Hunter Halcyon fights out of it with that natural skill set he has. Oh, but you wonder, is SCT's strength going to be great?
Oh, that's got to be it.
That has to be it.
And there it is.
He didn't need eyes on the back of his head to see that 3 count.
And that is all she wrote for Hunter Halcyon. Surprisingly here, SAT picks up a victory on XCW Xtra here on the Rundown. And even though he's got eyes in the back of his head or the side of his head or whatever it is, you got to hand it to Steve-O. He didn't do such a bad job as a referee here tonight. But that's besides the point, ladies and gentlemen. We are out of time. Thank you for joining us here on XCW Rundown. We will see you in 2 weeks.